they might excel at their job and get blessings beyond measure, and then they might find a husband. I hope they do. I hope they find something real through our program. But I can assure you this, you throw them back in that fire, they're not going to find nothing but fire. And that's it. But we have a program. We have training we want to offer them. Thank God for Monroe County. We have a lot of things. There's AA groups. There's Monroe County Workforce. There's development centers. Of course, every service we have during the week. And we're even considering having a Thursday night service for these women. Because I want to tell you something. I don't remember who said the idle, but I didn't sit idle. My church didn't let me sit idle. But that's the job of the church. And I'm not going to try to pump church, but I'm going to tell you, our church is a united church. There's not one person that is opposed to what we're doing. Mr. Ribbick, earlier before everyone got here, he said, it's hard to believe that everyone's in unity, but you best believe they are. And there is not one person in our church that is not willing to cook a meal, not willing to take them to their home. But live in our homes? Would you let them live in yours? Would you open your door? You're not. But you're Christians. You can show them a Christian home. Would you open your door? No. Is it meant for us to open our doors to them? We are opening our doors. We're opening our church doors. Y'all might think of them sitting dormant over this fellowship hall, sitting there twiddling their thumbs, thinking about the glory days of those. There's not glory days back there. That's hard time and heartache. There's troublesome times. And somebody says something about the house mother. At the Potter's house, as we speak right now, is a house mother that graduated from that program. And she is not sitting there talking about the good old days. She's keeping these girls active. They have workshops almost every day. Guess what they do on Sundays sometimes? They have a dance team. Interpretive dance is beautiful. If you ever get a chance, look them up. They're good. Have them at your church. They earn their way. They pay their way through their ministry. They are not idle. I asked Sister Cherie and them could come tonight. And it's purely for the fact that I'm tired of hearing Rock Springs is over this program. Because they are not. This is a faith-based program that will never be government assisted. That will never be nothing. You want to know where we get our assistance from? We get our instruction from the Word of God. And that is how we believe. Okay, training opportunities. We're going to assist them. You know, some of these women need parenting classes. Monroe County offers that. Thank God for it. There's self-abuse classes. There's a lot of things that we can take them to. I had an older woman in the church that I'd like to teach them how to cook. I don't know a lot of young women that knows how to cook a pie or anything along those lines. You know, there's not a lot of young women know how to cook now, but there's some older women in our church that can. And they said, you want to know what I'd have the joy to do? I'd love to impart into them what I have in me and a legacy I have for my family. There's a lot of things that we can do. What's our church responsibility? Although this program is separate from our church, you want to know what our church is going to do? We're going to love them. We're going to support them. We're going to pray for them. We're going to show them the love of Jesus Christ. But guess what else we're going to do? We're going to pick them up, take them to job interviews. We're going to take them to work every day. We're going to continuously encourage them. And you want to know what is not encouraging? The stop sign from everybody who's local. I wouldn't want to be a part of Monroe County if I got casted out. The thing that brought me here and kept me here was the love that I felt here. But church responsibilities, we're going to take them to classes. We're going to provide workshops for them. The women are going to be busy. And I'll be brief and I apologize. They're going to be busy. They're going to keep a clean facility where they stay, down in the fellowship hall when they eat, different things such as that. I want to go into something else that's been talked about, code. Our building is up to code. All we have to do is build 2 walls. All we have to do is build 2 walls. Our septic system, I heard someone whisper that a second ago. Our septic system has been upgraded. We added 300 foot of bleeder lines. Let me tell you something else. 10 years ago, before it was upgraded, our well and our septic system worked just fine with the pastor that we had that had a family of 4. It was up to code then. and they lived comfortably up there, and everything was in perfect working order. And I'm very brief. The money they make, it's not going to our church, folks. This is a separate ministry. This isn't, I know people view the church, y'all have such a dim view. We don't have a rate breaking into cash. These girls probably won't be making much money. We're going to be carrying a big burden. We're going to be paying for things, probably. And I heard the man a second ago say, you know, we're poor. Don't put that label on me, fella. I'm not poor. Neither is the people in my church, and our church is rich. May not be rich in a monetary, but we have a riches and glory that we pull from. And we've never had a need in our church that hadn't been provided. Now, I'm not here to be ugly. And you know what? Much respect for this man right here. Much respect for Miss Jill, Miss Marcia, and every other person that's here that's opposed. And I want to say first and foremost, I'm sorry. Some of you, I didn't know you lived near here. Now I do. If I see you, I'm going to speak. For or against, I will speak to you when we leave here. But as for the respect, I come into this ignorant thinking $150 would tell me yes or no we can. But then all y'all got letters, and then I started getting them too. But this is going to be a 6 to 12 month program, and I'm the pastor, I'm 100% for it. But I pray that we do both.
All right, Cody's answered some of the questions. The commissioners have any questions for Pastor
I want to dig a little bit deeper.
Go ahead.
And just get into
Yes,
this.
sir.
So who does get the money? That was that question. Who specifically?
We have 5 ladies that are our board of directors. Okay. When Lucy made a check this week, she made $300. Okay, at first she's not going to have any money in her pocket. There's going to be a period of time, which will be half of the program. Well, there'll be what we call a red member. Okay. But let me say, at no point in time will they not be closely supervised. But when the money comes in, it goes to the head person that's over the whole program. We are going to have a separate bank account just for this program. That is it.
So the money goes to an account that goes back into the program?
Yes, sir. It's a self-sufficient program. Okay, can I give another scenario real quick? Okay, so Susie's doing good at her job. What about Lucy that comes in that doesn't get a job as quick? Are we going to make her wash with the same bar of soap Lucy's washing with? No. Just because if one is succeeding, this is a program that is the money that comes in is helping the next one. It's helping the next one. If I had a trucking company and one truck made more money than the other, I'd be pulling from the best source to feed the rest of them. It's no difference with this program.
Okay, let me get my second.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to move on. You mentioned surveillance or security.
Yes, sir.
Are you going to have video surveillance of the building, of the parking lot, especially the parking?
We're going to have it from the front corner where we enter into our church, which is on the side where the location will be. We're going to have it on the light pole that is also towards the corner of the property. We're going to have one on the door, and we're going to have one in the corner pointing down on the step. There will never be a time and there will not be a place on that side of the property that we could not see.
Okay. Y'all are on county water, is that right?
No, sir.
No,
We're on the well.
y'all on county water.
That has been upgraded and has a reserve on
Okay. Capacity is 6, so that is the
Yes.
max.
it. That is the max.
And does that include the house?
Yes.
Yes. 5 plus a house.
I built the house.
Okay, and then one last thing on the plan. House mother, somebody asked about house mother being tested, like the other people in there, drug tested, I guess. Is that right?
They're gonna have 2 tests when they come to our facility to begin with. And y'all might laugh at one another. We're gonna make them take a pregnancy test. We're gonna make them take a drug test. And we'll randomly submit those whenever we feel the need to. And which may be quite often. We're gonna keep a close eye. And they're gonna be very busy.
The blue or turquoise surrounding of the church, is that, is that the property line, or roughly the property line, or do y'all own the pasture behind it as well?
No, that is the property that Ms. Marcia gave us, 3 acres. And the rest of it, I believe, belongs to Ms. Marcia. Yes, it does. Which apparently connects to a lot of people in this room.
How many acres is it? Go ahead, Eddie.
How long have you had that property?
She gratefully gave us that, 2013, she gave us those 3 acres too. Now, in this time, we've built a pavilion, and we haven't built anything else on this, like it's an existing part of our church that we're gonna be opening.
Ms. Duggar gave you this property?
She donated it to the church.
She donated it to the church.
Okay. So the tract itself is how many acres, or how many?
3?
No, the church sits on 1 acre.
Okay.
Then the 3 acres that you
That would be-
surround it, that also belongs to the church, that was donated by
This
them.
now belongs to New Beginnings.
Has the health department, oh, so that now belongs to the church as well, the surrounding?
Yes, total of 4 acres.
Okay.
Which has 300 foot of bleeder line now.
Well, that's where I was going at, just looking at the amount of pervious surface and impervious and how small that lot was, I was really wondering about that, how you were gonna, with between the church and other people living there as part of septic and on well as well, if there's requirements for distance from the well and all that kind of thing. But I don't have any more questions, I want to have more discussion.
Commissioner, yeah, we'll have discussion. Commissioner Ambrose, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to address a couple of questions brought up. You yourself said 10% of them have no place to go. The other 90% do. Why don't you, like something was brought up, your church open doors you 10% do? Because if your church opens up and opens this up, and something happens, y'all are the ones that created this, y'all are the ones responsible for it, and you're gonna have a high enough liability policy if something happens out there to one surrounding neighbors, or something happens, because you're the one they're gonna go to. And you said earlier that they went through a 7-month program at the White House, then you said a 9-month. And also, you're gonna drug test them, you're gonna test them, see if they're pregnant. How many of them got kids already? Where are they going?
They're
Well,
not.
hold on. This program is going to help them reunite with their children. When they come out of that program, you wanna know what DFACS tells them? We don't care you've been through rehab, show me stability, then you can get your kids back. And you wanna know what a lot of these women, Miss Jenny Lynn Bruner right here, her daughter right now is in Potter's house. When she gets out 9 months, she can't go live with mama, because guess who is living with mama? Kids, her kids. She's not allowed to be around them. DFACS told her, show me stability, you can have your kids back. So what are we gonna do? Hopefully bring her to a stable level where she can be back with the kids. At that point, she can go live with her mama again.
But kids gonna live there at the house with them?
No, sir. No, sir.
Are you gonna address the liability insurance?
Our insurance will cover that program.
I just hope you got enough, because this is a super crazy nation now.
I understand.
And if some crazy husband or ex-boyfriend comes out there, and some of our neighbors out here get hurt or damaged, they're gonna grab.
All right. Can I say one thing, and no disrespect? A house come up for sale right there on the corner of Juliet Road and Hester Road not too long ago, and there wasn't one petition written up about it. We didn't say who's gonna live there. Are they gonna be crazy drunks? Are they gonna be this? Are they gonna be that? There was no question at that point in time about them. What is the difference?
Well,
It's a lot of speculation.
Oh, bunch that you're getting, we don't know who lives in that house.
I know, we didn't know who were living in that house either. though.
Commissioner, you got a question? Oh, I thought you had a question. No further questions from the commission.
On the bedding situation, once again, how are they bedded? Just bedded? The ones that are selected for
Yes, sir. Applications, well, that would be case by case, and which we would receive from the people that have already had them for 9 months. Okay? Yeah, we have a board of directors. Of course, we will use prayer, and they will fill out an application, and we will check on them in a major way, just to see and be sure of who they are, what they come from. We want to know if they have kids, because that's our number one concern, is reuniting them. But they will go through a very serious application.
Very good. Well, I've heard from about 10 people calling my house the last couple of days, and the major concern I've heard from all of them is, this is a good effort. It is needed, but not in my neighborhood. And we hear that sometimes, we did landfill here about 25 years ago. We got the same, we had to have a landfill, and everybody called us by the hundreds and stuff, but not in my backyard. So what I'm saying, that most of the people here telling us right now that you are Christians, that you are saved, that you love the Lord, you love people. And yet it's still, these are people. And these are people that need saving. They may have made a mistake. They may have tried some opioids. They may have tried some crystal meth and became addicted to it. And they may have become addicted through no fault of their own. Somebody may have put it in a drink of them or whatever. But anyway, my point is, they have made a mistake. And you all are making an effort to help save them. 6 to 8 at a time. You mentioned workforce. We have a county workforce. We have employers that will give people second chances. All they gotta do is pass a drug test, meet the minimum qualifications, and they got a job. We have workforce, we have workforce training, we have employers come in, they do the application process in one day. They do it in one day. Encore Plastics is one of them, right behind the Shoney's. They call and tell us we need to hire 10 people right away. They send their personnel people out, and they sit up, go through the application process with them, and they drug test them right on the spot. And they give them a second chance. They start at about $11 an hour, and they make a lot of overtime. That's giving these people a second chance. You spoke about recidivism, that about 2/3 of the people that are released from prison end up back in prison within 3 years. Well, they didn't bring out the point, it's because they did not get a second chance. We have people that come in out of jail, we go out and try to recruit them, the county do. Recruit those, we work with corrections and try to get the one to help them make a successful transition back into society. If they don't get a job, you leave them no alternative but to commit another crime. So if your concept is that you give these people, and these are people with drug addictions, alcohol addictions, you're giving them something they may not have had at home. And now they made a mistake, hadn't robbed a bank, hadn't shot anybody. Only thing that they were drug addicted. They can't get a job. Well, these employers I'm talking about, we'll give them another job. We'll give them school. We got monies right now. The only qualification to get in school, to get in Central Georgia Tech, is that you be unemployed. We can get you in school for nothing. We can get you in truck driving school down here, CDI. If you're unemployed and got a driving record, it won't cost you a penny. So this program, I'm saying, is needed. I'm very aware of it. We're trying to recruit people into this thing. This is Monroe County. We got about 28,000 people here in this county. 28,000. As before mentioned, everybody here knows someone that's had a drug or alcohol problem. May not have been in your family, but I don't think those people should just be thrown away because of it. And it can be a bad situation. I want to make this point. I'm a Vietnam veteran. Stayed in Vietnam a year. And there was a drug problem there. But if you got caught on urinalysis, you went straight to LBJ. That was Long Beach Jail to detox. And if you lived through it, great. If you didn't die, they put you in a body bag and sent you back here. So we had counselors there. And we had to be proactive. Go and tell these people, don't try heroin. It was called SCAG in Vietnam. Don't try drugs in the first place. So if everybody's in here a Christian, you should try to pick out these people. As far as law enforcement, locking people up and throwing away the key, it isn't working. The Georgia Corrections got over 50,000 people incarcerated right now in Georgia. 50,000. And about another 150,000 on probation. If you don't give them a chance, what's going to happen? You don't leave them any choice but to come out. So all I'm saying is I commend this church, and I think we've got probably 50 some odd churches here in this county or better. If every church were to go out and try to serve the Lord, and you're talking about serving people. This is all about people. This isn't about some of the things that have been expressed, some of you have called me. I gave you this same information over the phone. This is about trying to save some people. It could be your child, could be your nephew, could be your parents that's doing it. But give a person, if it doesn't work, well, it doesn't work, you go back to it. But we're not talking about it. I've talked with the church people, the members that are encouraging this. They're not talking about bringing a whole bunch of bank robbers out there. They're talking about people with addictions. And it can happen to anybody. And like I said, the only major concern I've heard is that, oh, that's fine. Same thing about the landfill, but take it away from me.
Chairman, I motion
Well, I've got one more question. I've actually got a couple maybe. I'm sorry. Definitely want to discuss, you keep talking about the board of directors for it, but it's not a separate 501c3. It's not a separate not-for-profit. Or is it set up as a separate not-for-profit? What's the name?
No, sir.
So when you say it's a, so understand, it's really just a subset of the church itself.
It is a,
So you've got advisors, counselors, you know, the ladies and all of that. You understand, I was looking at some of the regulations for a church. You understand that if you have any type of income out of these folks being here, that you could actually jeopardize your tax exempt status.
yes,
You're aware of that.
yes, sir.
Okay, all right, you're willing to risk that.
Well, we're not gonna be some laid-back program that just collects their money. The only money that we'll collect from them is a biblical tithe, because they will be a part of our church.
But there was a percentage for rent. Hold on.
That was spoken in an incorrect way in the planning and zoning. That is money, in their mind, they're renting, they're living there. Their money is going towards the program. It's not paying the church rent, you're paying the program.
Paying salary?
No,
You said earlier 30% of their incomes would go to rent, 10% to tithe, 20% to savings account for them. I mean,
no, sir, I didn't say that.
you said that in your mouth.
I did not speak percentages at all, I promise you.
All right, hold on. So one of the things that's important for us to discuss, and this is as much for the commissioners as it is for you and the audience. Understand that this is a conditional use request. So there are conditions that can be put on it. So if any of you have a concern that 6 people or 6 ladies are too many, that we could discuss limiting that to 2 ladies, to 1 house mother and one lady. Limit the amount of time that you can have a trial period of 6 months. Are you willing to accept any of those types of conditions?
Anything that could possibly make this program exist, we as our church would be willing to do that.
I just advise the commissioner to keep that in mind as we come out of the public hearing and into the motion on whether to approve or disapprove or to impose conditions upon a motion.
I got one last question.
Okay, go ahead.
I've just got one question. I heard